Welcome to the No Dunks Podcast. It's Friday, October 10th, 2025. I'm Jay Skeets here in the Classic Factory, and alongside me, as always, Tass Mellis.
Good day, everybody.
Next to him, it's our go-to big man, Trey Kirby.
Heyo.
Hey-yo. And over yonder, making the magic happen, super producer JD.
Hello.
There he is, here we are.
Excellent.
The NBA season previews continue. If you missed them, go check out our over-under picks for both the Eastern Conference, did that on Monday, and then the Western Conference on Wednesday, going through all 15 teams in each conference, talking them out, and then ultimately leaning whether we're going over-under when it came to their lines, courtesy of FanDuel. Had a lot of fun, got some social content out of it, actually making some boards. It's on record now.
Boarding with the boys.
That's right. So you can go see how we do, follow along. Any regrets from your 30 picks? Or
Not yet. I still think I'm going 18-0 in both conferences.
You're including your locks as a double down type of thing?
Of course.
Nice.
Yeah, those ones count more for sure.
Absolutely. Those are the ones you're really putting the big money on. So go check those out. Going to continue today with a little fun. We're going to draft potential first-time All-Stars. We'll do 5 rounds. We're going to pick a lot of guys that we think might have a case to maybe make their first All-Star game, which we'll get to it when we get to it. The whole idea of like, how the hell are we even doing this All-Star game? Because we got the World and USA. Like, we know maybe what they're doing with the round robin of it all and the teams, but how are we getting to it? I mean, the voting and all that.
That's a question. That is a question.
Does
Remember
the league
conferences?
Does the league know?
Yeah, I think the conferences are going to stay the same. Can't wait to talk about it. Can't wait to talk about it. Adam said he's going to announce this whole format.
Yeah, before the start of the season.
Yes.
So he's got like 10 or 11 days.
Yes.
To finalize
They're
the
going to
plans.
know then, though.
No. That's coming up later here on No Dunks, but we got some news to chew on. Let's start with a Shams report. This was on Tuesday. He reported that the Bucks and Giannis had discussions this summer centered around Giannis's desire to be traded to the Knicks if he and Milwaukee were going to part ways. So the two teams talked, but nothing of great significance emerged. A day later, Giannis made it clear that he believes in the Bucks. His main goal is to win another championship, although he left the door open to a potential trade down the road or a potential move down the road, saying it's, quote, human to change your mind.
It's true.
So, Trey, I guess the news here, Giannis is still with the Bucks. He would like to remain with the Bucks for now, unless things sort of fall apart. This is same as it ever was, I think, with Giannis. We've sort of done this song and dance before.
You may find yourself living in Milwaukee.
Yes.
You may find your brother signed to your team.
Yes.
And you ask yourself, how did I get here? Bucks haven't won a first-round series since 2022. I believe Giannis wants to win in Milwaukee. I don't think the team is there for him in Milwaukee, so he's locked in. They brought back Thanasis after he was out with injury all last season. They did the Miles Turner deal, shipping Damian Lillard out, finding a way to use that $50 million some way. The Bucks are doing everything they can to keep Giannis, and I think given a perfect scenario, Giannis would retire a Milwaukee Buck. I don't think they're in a perfect scenario right now. I don't also think that the Knicks are going to pull off a trade for Giannis. It just doesn't make sense this season. So I believe Giannis when he says, I'll play this year for the Bucks and then reassess things. But if I'm the Bucks, I'm like 6 or 7 months. How do we improve in 6 or 7 months and show Giannis that we are on the pathway to being a competitive team in the Eastern Conference?
The Bucks are not trading Giannis Antetokounmpo this season. That is for sure. But if you listen to Giannis Antetokounmpo, he keeps talking about his legacy and what he wants to be. And it sure is clear around him that they have a good team, but it ain't a great team. Mm-hmm. So it will come to a point 12 months from now, or 10 months from now at the end of the NBA season, where Giannis discusses this again with John Horst in the front office. He discussed it this summer in Europe with Horst. I was watching those Eurobasket games. Horst was there. Doc Rivers was there. Darvin Ham was there. They were all there. They all had a discussion with Giannis. Giannis said, coming back to training camp, I don't talk about this during the season. I'm a man who talks about things in June, July, August, whenever I get to relax and have a little saganaki and chill out and talk about things. That's what's going to happen. I find it very, very, very hard to believe that the Knicks and Bucks pull the trigger on a trade in February this season. That to me, that's too soon. Also, The Knicks just don't have enough. So it ain't going to happen. That is not going to happen.
Yeah, New York is basically devoid of first-round picks. You know, there's swaps, sure. But for the Knicks to land Giannis here, let's say this season around the deadline, at least one other team has to be, I think, involved for New York to get multiple first-round picks into some sort of package, right? So they'd have to send players to get picks in a 3-team or a 4-team deal to then reroute to Milwaukee for this to have any chance. The Knicks have the contracts. They have the money to do it. But if you're the Bucks and you're moving off of Giannis, you have to imagine it's a whole rebuild, of course, and that means get young talent, get some draft capital, which they just really don't have a whole lot. The real inflection point, though, you said it, Tass, is this relationship between Giannis and the Bucks is it sort of comes next offseason. That's when he's extension eligible. And he could be offered a max deal from the Bucks at the time of like 4 years, let's call it $260 million. But he could use some leverage in all of that if he really wants to get to New York and sort of hold that over Milwaukee and sort of get it out there for everyone to know, like, okay, yeah, you can take these best offers, but like I may not look at an extension only with one place in mind, unless it's one place in mind. So there's that, but I agree with you guys. I don't think this is happening this season, unless the Bucks are just complete garbage.
Yeah, well, the only way the Bucks are going to trade Giannis, period, is if Giannis says, I want to be traded. They're not just going to do it proactively. It's not going to be a Nico Harrison thing, where they're just like, I'm not sure about you, if we should build our team around you. They've built teams around Giannis for a decade at this point. They got to the absolute pinnacle. They're on the downside right now with not a lot of things to do. But if Giannis says, yeah, I want to be a New York Knick, maybe the Bucks then decide to work with him, and you look around, the draft capital isn't there, but Karl Anthony Towns is a good player. OG Anunoby is a good player. Bringing those two guys keeps you competitive. You already traded away your picks in the future. Milwaukee did, so there's no point in them being the worst team in the league, trading Giannis away for just young guys. I think they would rather take back some players that keeps them competitive. And then it becomes a question for the Knicks. Like, would you trade Karl Anthony Towns and OG Anunoby for Giannis? Is your team better?
I think the answer is yes, you do it. Now, those guys are super talented, for sure. But I'm buying into a Brunson, Antetokounmpo, center of a team. Now you start to think of Karl Anthony Towns and OG Anunoby would be the guys most likely to go to Milwaukee. So
numbers-wise, yeah.
So what is, there's other deals for sure, but what is the lineup with Brunson and Antetokounmpo starting for your Knicks? It's probably along with Mikal Bridges as your perimeter defender type of guy, Josh Hart, and then one of the big centers like Mitchell Robinson to start. I do it.
I mean, it's a good lineup.
Yeah, I understand. I from the Milwaukee Bucks side, I think it's definitely, you got to be a little reluctant to say if Giannis says I'm leaving, to even trade him for Karl Anthony Towns and OG Anunoby. I would be reluctant. You got to trade Giannis, who is 1 year older than Karl Anthony Towns, for what reason? I don't really understand. It has to be draft picks. I think that's the only way to do it. But if I'm the Knicks, yes, I'm buying in. I think Giannis at the 4 with Mitchell Robinson to help him out at the 5 just eliminates that whole idea of we've got Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns in a pick and roll situation that's just not all that great defensively. So I think that gets rid of that. I'm buying into the two dogs, the two alphas of Brunson and Antetokounmpo. I'm doing it. I understand there's some reluctance there. You look at the roster. Karl Anthony Towns is a freaking great player. OG was a great player, but we're talking about Karl here, who's again not much younger. OG, a guy who has been injured, and so if I'm John Horst in the Bucks, I'm super reluctant to make that trade.
What do you think about the timing of this report here from Shams? Like a couple days ago, like I said, I think he had it scheduled tweet at 7 a.m. Right near the start of the NBA season. You know, Shams told us this was going to be an eventful offseason.
He was wrong.
He was dead wrong. Yeah, there was next to nothing. It was a lot of Kuminga talk, if we're being honest. But do you think this is Giannis's team camp sort of giving this to Shams to, hey, like, I guess send the signal or keep this fresh in everyone's mind? Like, where do you think this came from is my question to you.
Well, I think part of it came from Giannis being asked at Media Day and not denying that talks had happened. You know, he could have easily shut it down right there, even if he was lying. People would have believed Giannis, but he was honest about it and said, yeah, I was looking around. Teams were considered, and so that kind of throws a wrench in things because I can't tell. It's like on one hand, this does put pressure on the Bucks, but what are they supposed to do? There's no real other moves for them to be made. So does this benefit the Knicks? Kinda. it makes them more attractive to Giannis and kind of puts them in the driver's seat. So I can't really tell which side it's coming from. We know Shams is generally tied in with agents.
Yeah.
So you would maybe lean towards coming from Giannis's camp. And if that's the case, I think that's kind of scary for Milwaukee.
Yeah. For sure.
It is.
I will give you the full context of Giannis's quote there on Wednesday, because I said that whole thing where like it's human to change your mind, but he did say it like this. Now, if in 6-7 months I change my mind, I think that's human too. You're allowed to make any decision you want, but I'm locked in. I'm locked into this team. I'm locked into these guys, to this group and to this coaching staff and to myself. So I bring that up because like the 6 and 7 months part is sort of important. It sounds like to me, he's like, all right, let's give this year a go. We got Miles Turner here. You know, maybe these guys and Kevin Porter Jr. and Gary Trent Jr. and all the guys they brought back, Bobby Portis Jr. Like maybe this works.
Hold on.
Banged up East.
Is 6-7 months before the trade deadline? No, it's a little
it's
after.
after. It's after.
Yeah, it's,
I'm with you.
He didn't say 8 months, which would be the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
I agree. He's giving this a 1-year trial. That's what Giannis does. He's loyal. He's giving this another trial. But he does meet with his owners in the front office every single year. Now, I shouldn't say owners, because he did also say, when asked about his meeting with Wes Edens, the owner, he said, I don't recall that meeting happening in June. And that was a thing. He didn't meet with him. He does meet with the front office. It is LeBron-like in the LeBron days with the Cavs. You got to do something here, man. You got to do something. They did that. They got Miles Turner. They are trying something.
They've always done something
They
in
have
their
always
defense. It maybe hasn't always worked. I mean, the Damian Lillard, unfortunately.
Yeah,
But Drew Holiday did, and now they're trying again with Miles Turner. Yeah.
So yeah, he is giving them one single year. He is buying in. Not only did he say what you said there, Skeets, but he also said Ryan Rollins has improved a lot. Cole Anthony is what I'm buying into, essentially. He's buying into all the guys around him. And like I said, he doesn't talk about these things in November, December, January, and February. He is locked in. That's what he's doing. And he's giving this a 1-year ticket. That being said,
well, this
who
story
knows
is not
what
going to go
happens?
away if the Bucks start 5 and 15, right? Or
Yeah.
they struggle out of the gate.
yeah. And the Knicks are giving this a 1-year trial as well. What they have here, right now. When they signed Mikal Bridges to that extension, they said, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to wait on Mikal Bridges, keep that paint dry and see what they could trade. Instead, this is their lineup. This is who they got. And on the other side, they signed Mikal Bridges. They go and fire their coach after making the conference finals.
Yeah.
They are ready to buy in. So it works both ways. If the Knicks somehow, there's no freaking way of this, but start 10 and 30 or are terrible, even 20 and 20, then there's going to be some more talk.
Yeah, of course.
Or if the Milwaukee Bucks
Because
start
Mikal Bridges
terribly.
can be traded February 1st.
That's right.
I think is correct. So right before the trade deadline.
Yes.
So there is a small little gap there.
There's a small gap.
Yeah, but I'm with you. It'd have to go terribly wrong for the Knicks, who are really struggling, and of course equally as bad, if not worse, for the Bucks.
Yeah.
For this to sort of like kick up again and get another Shams report. Which don't worry, it'll happen.
I'm one of the type of people that was initially thinking when I saw, are the Knicks going to improve here, getting Giannis Antetokounmpo? I initially thought, they're getting the best player in the trade. Yeah, like a lot of people do. Then you start to think about it and you start looking at it. And yeah, I had to think about it and I was a little reluctant, but I still think he is the best player in the trade. He's not freaking old.
Right, he's in his prime.
I would do it. Or are you guys in the same boat?
Yeah, I mean, you guys are saying like if it's Cat and OG, like those are two really good players. Like we are in this world of like first and second aprons, right? Where it's important. Team building, depth, and all of that, it's critical more now than ever. So you're sending out 2 really good players for 1 better player. I get that. We would usually say, no brainer, do it. You have a guy like him, top 5 MVP, you always do it. But like, it is a little different now. We're seeing teams that go far and compete. It seems to having more talent across the board is the key to success.
I think they have enough depth.
Even if they
trade Cat and OG,
maybe
I'm still buying in.
Okay. Well, we're going to be talking about this, I'm sure, all season long.
Yeah,
And all next summer.
Yes.
Because I don't think we're anticipating the Bucks really making a run at the championship this year.
No. But that's a good question. Like, what has to go well for the Bucks to like squash anything in Giannis' mind of leaving? You know, like I'm with you. Another first round flameout, brutal. But let's say they get to the second round or conference finals or whatever, right? Like it's a really good year. It's nearly 50 wins again, and they go in the playoffs. That might be enough.
Yeah, I mean, forward momentum, I think, would be big time because Giannis has been better than he was during his MVP seasons. Maybe not quite the defender he was back then when he was winning Defensive Player of the Year as well, but he is an unstoppable offensive force, and he's got a better shot now. He's a better ball handler. He's a better passer. Like, Giannis has improved. He's going to play hard. The team isn't very good around him, so it's going to be on him to carry the team to multiple wins, and if they can win a first-round series, I don't know if making it to the second round is anything, but the guy lost in the first round. He's like, it's all about steps to success. Still one of the weirdest press conferences that has ever been. But that's a step towards success. A little
next
bit.
round. Yeah, that's a good point. Have you been working your Greek sources, by the way, with Giannis's family moving back permanently to Greece?
Yeah, I should
You got
be.
anything
you
for
bring
us?
that up. I should be. Well, I need to confirm that. Apparently, yes.
Yeah, that's what the report is.
Mariah and the kids and the 4 children, Giannis's wife Mariah and their 4 children are permanently moved to Greece. Apparently,
Right.
That is
And
something.
it's a tough flight apparently from Milwaukee to Greece.
So that's why. Yeah.
LA over in New Jersey, apparently.
Damn.
Yeah, the interesting side, if the Knicks have a great season, which most people are projecting them to have a friggin' really good season,
Yeah.
they will be the team that is not wanting Giannis Antetokounmpo, right? They'll be taken out of the equation, and there could be other teams. Even if the Bucks don't do well, it's the Rockets potentially, the Spurs. You could go on for several teams. But if the Knicks, which is very, very good possibility, make the NBA Finals, I assume they're not doing it.
Yeah, and also the Knicks have sort of been here before when they got Carmelo Anthony back in the day and traded probably way too much to ultimately land him. And it was like there wasn't a whole lot left around Melo. So maybe they've learned their mistake there. Yeah, but you're right. If they're like a Final Four, Final 2 team, I don't think you're like chomping at the bit to go get Giannis, but maybe it just diminishes your potential package that you're offering if the guy really just wants to come to you anyway. So maybe that helps you out by being dominant. You get him sort of for less. Potentially.
Yeah. And the flights are best from New York to Greece.
Oh, great.
Rather than Houston to Greece.
Or San Antonio or something like
That's
that.
far. That's super
So
far.
far, man.
It's interesting, though, because I think the Knicks would rather get this done sooner rather than later, because if it gets to the summer, they don't have the best package. That would literally just be the Bucks front office doing Giannis a favor.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
if it becomes a Giannis sweepstakes, like there are teams that are going to be able to put players and picks into packages. The Spurs, the Rockets, the Hawks, the Mavs can offer things that New York simply won't be able to.
Yeah, at this time they don't have it. And so you're saying one more year, another year of OG getting older, Karl Anthony Towns getting older, plus Giannis closer to the end of his contract.
Well, I mean,
It
more they
makes
don't
sense.
have picks.
Yeah.
Like the Spurs can throw in a ton of picks. The Hawks can throw in Milwaukee's picks so they could really tank and get Jalen Johnson, who I think is from Wisconsin. Like, that's a kind of a nice move for Atlanta and for the Bucks as well. Just if it gets to the summer, it becomes easier or more teams are available to make offers, and the Knicks offer won't look as good unless Milwaukee's like, we want to stay a 45-win team.
Yeah, I saw some of, I think it was our friends at The Athletic who brought this up, that maybe somebody out there, one team out there thinks, oh, Giannonobi is our next guy to put us over the top. And they make an offer to the Knicks for whatever it is, a couple first-round picks.
Right.
At some point.
That's how you get the draft capital to then make a juicy Giannis package. Yeah,
a move for Giannis.
I think if that's happening this year or whatever, that has to happen.
Yeah.
I think one of their, but then you're depleting, like now we're talking about like the Knicks are getting rid of like 3 starters to make a Giannis trade happen, right?
Yeah,
now you're starting to get to a point, I think, where you're like, okay, maybe we are doing too much.
Right, from their perspective.
Yeah.
But from the Bucks' perspective, I get why they want some friggin' draft picks.
Of course.
Rather than becoming, a 500 team with Cat and OG. That's no disrespect to Cat, but this is Giannis we're talking about here. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do, and hopefully he's healthy next year in the playoffs. I shouldn't say next year. I mean this coming season in the playoffs with all these guys around him, because part of why they haven't been out of the first round for the last 3 seasons is he's been hurt. He's been hurt for one of them. He was mostly hurt in the second one, and then this past season where Dame was hurt. and he got into it with John Halliburton. There's that whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
Was pretty weird.
John Halliburton stepped to him.
Toweled him up.
Yeah. Wow, that feels like 10 years ago to me, but that wasn't that long
Weird
ago.
story that was they're like, no, this guy, he can't come to any more playoff games. Then unexpectedly the Pacers went to this game 7 of the NBA Finals. They're like, actually, John, come back. Just be chill, buddy.
Was he allowed to sit courtside
No.
eventually by the end? No, he was like in the box or
in the
whatever.
boxes, yeah.
They gave him one row closer every game. Earn your way back.
All right. Well, let's unless you got anything else on Giannis and Milwaukee and the New York Knicks of it all.
I gotta check that.
Let's pivot.
I gotta check my Greek sources.
Yeah,
as
you got to get locked in there. Like we got to know where they are. I mean, I'm sure they got a nice, beautiful new place. I'm sure it's glorious. But let's talk about Lauri Markkanen here, because according to SI's Chris Mannix, the Jazz are very open to trading Markkanen. When answering the question of who are the names to watch at the trade deadline, Mannix said, quote, Lauri Markkanen is the name I hear most frequently. Utah passed on an offer from Golden State for Markkanen in the summer of 24, believing a stronger market would materialize. It didn't. And right now there is a belief that the Jazz are very open for business. More of the same here, Trey, but Mannix saying very open. Like they are looking here. What do you think?
I think this makes sense that the Jazz should be open to a trade. And maybe the limiting factor will be Danny Ainge. The guy sets a high price for his players in trades. We hear after every trade deadline moves that Danny Ainge almost made, right? Like they call him Trader Danny, but it doesn't always happen. And you factor in the contract now that Markkanen is on. It's huge. 46 this year, 46 next year, 49, 53. The guy's the 16th highest paid player in the NBA. That's crazy. Lauri Markkanen, 1 All-Star appearance.
Yeah.
0 playoff games. I think he's played the most games in the NBA without making an to the postseason.
Oh, really?
Of active players. It's kind of hard to figure out on Basketball Reference. I was having to do a lot of stat head radial button clicking to figure it out. But
Colin Sexton would be my next guy.
I think Colin Sexton maybe made it with the Cavs.
He didn't play in it, though.
Oh, he didn't play, but you're right. They did make it one
They
year.
made it.
Yeah.
So he's
I just said that the other day, didn't I?
been around. How many games has he played? Anyways.
407 versus Lowry's 450. So there you go, yeah.
I'm good with the buttons.
I thought about Jeremy Grant, but he got in there for like OKC and
Denver.
then one Denver year. Yeah, Yep. Okay.
But like Lauri Markkanen's in his 9th season. The guy's 29 years old at the end of the year. Does he ever want to play an important game?
Right.
We'll see. Because I think that would be part of it too. Him being like, hey, I'm wasting my time here. He's signed through 2029, his age 32 season. Like this is his prime. If he's going to have any sort of impact in the NBA trying to win something, it's not going to be in Utah. Because by the time they're actually good with these young guys they have, Ace Bailey's looking nice in preseason. I mean, it's been like 2 games, but at least he's looking like he could be a big-time player for them in the future. It's still going to be a while before he's good enough alongside Markkanen. And at that point, is Markkanen tailing off? I don't know. But it just seems like an uneasy fit to me because of how much further along in his career Markkanen is. It feels like he's been in the league for 5 seasons, but it's year 9.
Yeah.
Like he's been around forever.
You think he's traded this season, Tess? Think they finally do it here?
I think so. Lauri Markkanen is so hot right now in terms of every single trade rumor, and I think this finally makes sense. He's been there for 3 seasons, and he's 28. He's going to be 29 at the end of the year. They keep swinging and missing on draft day, and I think that was a huge factor. Let's say they win it, and Cooper Flagg is there. Very different scenario, but it's been a couple of years here where Taylor Hendricks the year before that didn't work out. So I think this is the time. It sure makes sense. Again, 28, it has to come now because they're not going to be good for a few years. It does make sense. Although I did check Trey. I needed to double check. Most games played in regular season without any playoff games. Lauri Markkanen is the active leader.
Nice.
This is a great Basketball Reference page. You can it literally just pops up. Literally everybody else is inactive. Miles Bridges is the second one, and Colin Sexton is the third one.
Teammates. I
Yeah.
think it's going to extend those guys.
For
All
those
3
guys.
of them. Yeah.
But
They're going to add anywhere between 50 to 82 to that number. Yeah, something like that.
the all-time leader would have never guessed this guy.
All-time leader.
I would have never guessed this guy because,
You never heard of him?
well,
Zelmo Beatty?
it's funny because you guys have probably said his name very often over the last year. He just comes up. maybe not very often, but the name comes up.
Comes up.
It's an old name. So I'm surprised that this guy played.
Yeah, what are we talking here?
What era?
We're talking. Let me double check. We're talking the 60s. I can't believe this.
Oh boy.
The
Oh boy.
60s to 70s.
Pistol Pete? No.
Harry the Horse Gallatin?
He's a three
60s,
name
70s.
person. He's got 3 parts of his name.
Is it Dick or Tom Van Arsdale?
Tom Van Arsdale.
We do bring up those guys a lot.
yeah.
929 games.
Wow.
He didn't make the playoffs?
That might be the first time in this episode that Dick and Tom Van Arsdale comes up, because I'm sure we're going to talk about the Thompson twins trying to make the All-Star game. I'm pretty sure Dick and Tom are the only 2 twins to ever do that at the same All-Star game. So
This is almost
Amazing.
unbelievable.
yeah,
Very
twins,
funny.
because Mark and
Twins.
Powell did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
So Lauri Markkanen, we think is going to be traded.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen.
This is the whole point.
It's just hard to get to his number, though. $46 million is a lot. So, like, the Pistons are a team that people think should make a move for Lauri Markkanen.
Yeah.
Tobias Harris has a big contract, but it's not quite big enough to get to Markkanen numbers. So, are they throwing in Jaden Ivey and Ron Holland and picks to get Lauri Markkanen if they think they're close and, like, his stretching the floor capabilities while still being a good defender? He's got like a little bit of Porzingis to him in that respect. That could definitely help the Pistons. I think he would fit nice with Cade, would fit nice with Duren as well. But then it's like you're going a little bit further down. Would the Kings trade Zach LaVine and picks for Lauri Markkanen? That one works pretty much straight up right there. Feels weird for the Jazz to want to do that, but I guess Levine's contract is a little bit shorter than Markkanen, so maybe they're able to stick to their rebuild. Or what if it's a disaster season for the Celtics? Jaylen Brown,
Whoa.
drafted by Danny Ainge? I'm just looking at numbers.
Yeah, no, I
work.
get
That
it.
one seems more like a summertime thing to me. So
Right.
it seems like the Jazz should trade Markkanen. I just think it's going to be hard to find a package that makes any sort of sense.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because while I think Markkanen could fit on a lot of teams, like the role that he brings to a team, because of his contract, like you don't want to give too much for him as well. Like what is his ceiling as he hits 29? Like we see him play with Finland. The guy's obviously incredible, but it's a different role. So he's not going to be that on any team. I mean, he sort of is that on Utah, and it's like obviously not translating to wins. So you don't want to give up too much. The Porzingis is like a sort of a fun comparison in a way, because like, look what the Hawks, it didn't take a whole lot to get Kristaps Porzingis to Atlanta. Now, I think it's going to cost more than that for Lauri Markkanen. I get that, but like, I don't want to go too extreme is my point here. If I'm any of these teams where I see a role for him, then that's probably the catch, especially because Trader Danny's going to be like, yeah, I want 4 first-round picks.
Yep.
Like, look what Desmond Bane went for. Like, I want that. Lauri Markkanen, better than Desmond Bane? I don't know.
Yeah, I would
Same
say
level, I
so.
think.
Interesting comparison.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
the point, right? So,
I think the Pistons make a lot of sense. It feels a lot like the Rockets training for Kevin Durant, not just because there's an Asar Thompson and a Men Thompson on those 2 teams, but I think just talent-wise, level-wise, where they are. Lauri Markkanen is a multiple-time All-Star game when he retires. I think he's that good.
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, it just means he's making one
he's
more
made
All-Star
one-
game.
well,
It's not that bold.
yeah.
I think he's
as
good enough.
convinced, to be
As you-
honest.
As you said, he was really good with Finland. This
Yeah.
is the time. This feels like the time to trade him because it feels good. He was even sort of a leader on that Finnish team, trying to get his teammate to stop saying, "We're looking for the bonus, man. We're looking for some bonuses," because they made the quarterfinals.
Cinderella run for Finland.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah. So beside Cade, I think it makes a heck of a lot of sense if the Jazz are willing to take some of those contracts plus picks is where it comes down to.
All right, our final piece of news here before we get to the first-time All-Star draft. LeBron James, who has yet to participate in training camp, will be sidelined an additional 3 to 4 weeks because of sciatica on his right side. According to Dr. Barry from Survivor, sciatica is nerve pain from an injury or irritation to your sciatic nerve. So LeBron going to miss the start of the season is what we're getting at here.
Yeah.
How much time? It sounds like 2 or 3 weeks of regular season action. It'll be reevaluated. Tough start here for the Lakers.
Absolutely. We've never seen LeBron James miss the start of a season before. It has never happened.
Wow.
And
Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah. He got hurt. I guess it was one of the seasons with the Lakers, he got hurt in November for a little bit. But LeBron James is coming back. I think he wants to be the guy who's played the most games in NBA history. He needs to play 50 this season. I think he will do that. And it's unfortunate. We talked about this 2 days ago that he had a nerve problem in his hamstring. In his glute, I should say.
Yeah.
I combined the glute and the hamstring, and it was unfortunate. And people were saying, maybe he's just chilling out, but he's old. He's old. He's old in the butt. Unfortunately, it happens.
Yeah, this is an old man injury. Sciatica.
Yeah, I've had it.
Yeah, exactly.
It actually sucks.
Yeah, it's very uncomfortable. But like, he had gray hair in his Hennessy ad. Like, this is mortality coming for LeBron James. He might be the first NBA player to miss time for a prostate exam.
Damn.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But I think tiny bit of concern for the Lakers that neither Luka or LeBron has gone through training camp at all. They got a lot of changes. Like, they're bringing in DeAndre Ayton. This guy just dyed his hair blonde. He's saying, I haven't got to work with Luka or LeBron at all. They're trying to figure out their starting lineup. I think it would be beneficial to them to have their two best players rolling out with the new guys and figuring out what's actually going to work in year two for JJ Redick, the first full year for Luka. I assume once Luka comes back, he will be awesome. Once again, once LeBron comes back, he'll be awesome as well. But they're behind the 8 ball a little bit at the start of the season.
Yeah, Luka has been practicing, but they haven't put him in games. Yeah. And that kind of was puzzling as to why DeAndre Ayton just said, I haven't been with them. I mean, he's in practices, apparently. I guess he hasn't passed him the ball much.
It's different in a game, man.
Yeah, it is different in a game. So it is Luka time. It's Jared Vanderbilt time, baby. It's a lot of the Luka and what he was with the Mavs at times. It's all on you, man. And, checking out the Lakers' schedule to start the year until LeBron comes back, Luka could carry this team. He's good enough to do that.
Well, they start with the Warriors, the Wolves, the Kings, the Blazers, the Wolves again, and then Cup night on Halloween against the Grizzlies. So that's the first, what did I say? There's 6 games. And then first week in November, they're home to Miami. They're in Portland. They're home to the Spurs and Wemby. And then they're here in Atlanta on November 8th. And that Atlanta game is the start of a 5-game road trip. Yeah. So I bring that up because I do wonder, does LeBron come back on that road trip, or is it when they get back November 18th, which is way from now? So, I guess that's 5 weeks from now. And they did say reevaluated, right? How many games does he miss here is what I'm getting at. I don't know. It seems like it's reasonable he misses 5 to 10 games for sure to start the season.
You said Cup night is the 31st?
Yeah.
I think that's when he's back.
Back in costume?
This guy loves Halloween.
He does love Halloween.
Yeah, he was like Beetlejuice one year. A convincing Beetlejuice.
And I can't remember what he feels about Cup night. I thought he hated it and then he loved it.
Great point. First MVP in Cup history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But didn't he have comments about it that he like?
Oh yeah, he said whoever came up with it was stupid, and then the Lakers went out and won the first cup. And he was
like, I love this.
Yeah, he's like, cup is actually cool. Michael Jordan never won the cup.
Yeah, right.
Back when they made 3-1 cookies for the fact that Cleveland overcame Golden State. That wasn't a Halloween party, I guess. That was just an off-season party. I don't know. I'm just
I know what. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think
it
could be Halloween.
It seems spooky.
That could be Halloween.
I think it was.
This guy loves Halloween. But I do think he's got to come back at some point. He's got to get to 50 games to pass Robert Harris.
50
Robert
to tie.
Parrish. No, I think it's 50.
I thought it was 51 to pass. Ooh.
Back to Basketball Reference we go. I thought
Robert Parrish has played 1,611 games.
Okay.
So if you have LeBron's number in front of you, we can figure it out.
Yeah, it ends with a 2, so it's just plus 50.
It ends with a 2.
Remember, we're not counting the cup games, though.
1562.
The finals.
So he just has to play in 50 games.
Okay, 50. Stand sit corrected. 50 games to pass the
I hope you don't get sciatica.
Oh,
you got to stand up.
Hey, man, it does
sit
suck.
here.
It does.
It's
suck.
that big, thick wallet LeBron's got. That's one of the problems, right? They're always like, keep your wallet in your front pocket so you don't sit on it. Off center, your sciatica is going to kill you.
It is interesting.
It said on his right side, did it not? Right side.
Interesting.
But then again, LeBron's he can use both hands. I don't know if he's putting his wallet in his back pocket or right or left pocket.
Imagine he has a Costanza wallet. That'd be funny to see LeBron pull out his wallet. He's always talking about like how cheap he is, so maybe he's like saving his receipts in case he needs to return something.
All right, well, we'll see how long it takes for LeBron to get back. Okay, we got to get to our first-time All-Star draft, but before we do that, quick ad read here. Peloton is shaping the future of fitness with the brand new Peloton Cross-Training Tread Plus, powered by Peloton IQ. I've been dragging my feet a little when it comes to working out recently, which is why this is the perfect ad for me. In my opinion, moving your body should feel efficient and effective, not boring or complicated. Variety is the spice of life. So is working out, in my opinion. The new Peloton Cross-Training Tread Plus is Peloton's most elevated equipment with real-time guidance and endless ways to move alone or with your favorite instructors. It's cross-training reimagined with features designed to make your workout more personal. Peloton IQ provides intelligent strength coaching. It tracks your progress, suggests weights that challenge you so you can get stronger, and the new movement tracking camera allows Peloton IQ to count your reps and correct your form in real time, taking the guesswork out of your workout so you can train safer, lift smarter, make every rep count. That's pretty wild. Just like watching you. Come on, man. Get your elbows in. Pump it up. Yeah.
Never have to count again.
That's neat. The new Tread Plus comes with a swivel screen, so you can go from running on the Tread Plus to strength training or yoga off of it with one smooth spin of the swivel screen. It is very smooth, very smooth. It offers endless ways to train for a well-rounded routine. Peloton IQ creates a personal workout roadmap with weekly recommended classes led by instructors who match your mood, your vibe, your personality. You guys have been shouting them out all week. Instructors like Andy and Rad and Rebecca. They sound like great people.
Some of them are married, Skeets. To each other.
To each other? Do they show up on each other's workouts?
No, but they reference each other.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it took me a while to like put 2 and 2 together.
Oh, wow. It's a whole world.
Well, they show up on each other's Instagram, that's for sure. Andy and Rebecca that you just named.
Okay, good.
This guy's a spearhead.
Yeah. With personalized plans plus insights and guidance, Peloton IQ helps you unlock new breakthroughs. Peloton is built for breakthroughs. Let yourself run, lift, sculpt, push, and go. Explore the new Peloton Cross-Training Tread Plus at onepeloton.com. Okay, we're here in the factory. If you're just joining us, hit the like button, subscribe, 5-star ratings and reviews. So it's time to do our draft here of potential first-time All-Stars. Before we get to the order, because we got to determine that and who we're picking, we've been teasing, how the hell is this going to work? Because here's what we know. The 26 NBA All-Star Game is planning, at least, to shift to a round-robin tournament format with 3 8-player teams consisting of 2 USA teams and 1 world team. I think they're going to play 12-minute quarter games.
Sounds like it.
Yeah? Okay. And I guess the idea is the NBA is looking to capitalize on the momentum of the international competition with the All-Star break coming right in the middle of the Winter Olympics. Because when I think of the Winter Olympics, I think of NBA basketball.
And I think of the USA versus the world. I want countries. I want individual countries.
Yeah, we're really forcing this in here, I think. But it's going to be on Peacock. It's going to be on in the afternoon. Don't forget that. The game.
Oh.
Remember? Yeah.
You're going earlier.
We are having an All-Star game in the afternoon.
Okay.
Probably because of Olympic coverage and stuff like that.
Yeah, sure.
It's on the same network. I think it's both on Peacock. But anyway, are you a fan of this? You guys like this idea? I mean, we didn't like last year.
Am I a fan of the All-Star Game at this point?
Yeah, I know.
No?
They've defeated us.
Yeah.
They really have.
I hope it's a game. Unlike last year, that wasn't a game.
It's 3 games.
It's
4,
3.
I guess.
4.
Yeah, I think it's 4. Yeah.
It's 4, yeah. But I just don't want a 45-minute little escapade, a little interlude of whether it's Mr. Beast or Kevin Hart like last year. Don't go to the studio and do something, we're doing some 45-minute Olympic thing. That's what happened last year.
They said, let's go to Italy for a quick look at the ski jump.
Yeah. Okay. That could happen. That could very well happen, unfortunately. But this is definitely happening. This is Team USA versus the world. It's happening. They've discussed it. Adam Silver's brought it up multiple times. It's happening.
You just brought up a great point, though. Last year, at least, when we had those 4 squads, we had 3 games because we had 2 games, and then you went to the finals, and that was our final game.
Yep.
Yeah.
But what are we doing here?
It's a round
'Cause we had-
robin.
So there's
It'll be USA in game 1, USA versus the world in game 2, and then
the
world against the other USA team in game 3. And then somehow they
what?
add up the winners of those 3 games to play in the final
Who's got the
quarter
best?
4.
Oh, so there will be a 4th game.
Yes, the winner of that
championship.
round robin tournament.
Yeah, okay.
They see not
So,
not only are they lumping on the Olympics idea, but they're also lumping on from the idea from the NHL,
Yeah.
which was a round robin tournament of 4 countries.
Yeah.
And so they're lumping that in as well.
Yeah. Which they didn't do last time I checked in one afternoon.
No.
It was over
it
a
was
couple
round
weeks.
robin.
Yeah.
And we're getting a guaranteed rematch, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's got to be.
Yes,
Somebody's
it's guaranteed
replaying.
for
Yeah.
sure.
It's got to be.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
Now, what we don't know is how they're going to pick these teams, like the voting. Like, is it going to be conferences and we vote for starters still, and then the coaches pick the reserves? But like, what are we doing with the international flavor part of it? Like, do we just draw the line once we hit 8 international people? Like, there are a lot of questions to this. It's odd.
Yeah. Who's the starters?
Yeah.
Do you consider it Eastern Conference and Western Conference? Or will it be broken down by USA and World?
Yeah.
We shall see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because the world, I mean, like, if everybody's healthy, the world has already 5 locks. Like, locks. Jokic, SGA, Luka, Wemby, and Giannis. Again, they play and they're healthy come All-Star time. Like, they're in the All-Star game.
Yep.
Right? Nobody's going to disagree with that. So now we leave 3 spots for international players.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's obviously still a lot of talented international players to pick from. And Şengün, I mean, I don't know if you have him as a lock now, but he's probably knocking on the door.
Wow.
So that could be 6.
Wow, it's harder to make the world team than it is the.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. But
This year.
let's do our draft, shall we? We got to decide how we're draft number 1. I guess we got a ball sack
bag
here.
out.
So we got 3 pickleballs in here, just numbered 1 through 3.
Thank you to the NBA for this bag.
Trey, go ahead. Pick first, my man.
Oh, okay, so the number I get is
yeah.
the number I
And
get.
we're not doing a snake here. Let's just go 1,
Do
2,
you want me
3,
to
1,
reveal
2,
it?
3, 1,
Oh,
2, 3.
Son of a beast. 3?
All right, so I get 1 or 2 here. Hey, number 1, baby. So task 2. Okay, we go like
I
this.
mean, you would think we set this up. Just a simple 1, 2, 3. Good thing we did this.
These are nice pickleballs.
These are nice.
JD.
They are
Yeah.
nice.
I can't believe you let me write on these. I don't know. Like, aren't people going to judge you now in the courts?
Yeah, well, I'll just say, hey, give me my skeets ball.
Oh,
Or
okay.
my 1 ball,
My
I
one
guess.
ball. Okay.
I thought you were going to write the names, but anyway.
Why would I write the names?
I don't know. I don't know what I was
But if Trey pulled Skeets, he has to now
Yeah, then
draft
we would
for
have
me.
JD pull them. But just tell your pickleball compatriots, these are training aids. It's like when the person's hitting it to you, you've got to see the ball, call the number, and then hit it back. That one's 2, pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Good idea.
All right, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Just
1,
keep
2,
it
3, 1, 2,
simple.
3.
Okay, we're not doing a snake here. We'll do 5 rounds. I think that's more than enough.
Oh, yeah. I got some weirdos.
Yeah.
Once you get into the teens here.
Okay. So I have the first pick. I actually think this is difficult to decide on, like, one of 3 names here because I like 3 guys. But I'm gonna go Franz Wagner. I'll take an international guy to sneak into this world team. The German, Franz Wagner. I think he probably would have made it last year if he had not get injured at the wrong time. He's entering his 5th season. Let's say he averages, I don't know, 24, 6 and 5, maybe 25, 5 and 5, something like that. He needs to shoot better from 3. That would be nice. Like, just average from 3 would be awesome. If it
He
ever
doesn't
happens.
need to shoot good from 3 to make the All-Star team.
No.
He's just got to put up stats.
Help his chances. And we think the Magic will be a good team. There might be another guy on somebody's list that maybe gets consideration for an All-Star slot as a first-time guy. So we'll see. But I'll take Franz Wagner. Off the board. Tass, you're up.
I'm taking Jamal Murray.
Ooh.
He belongs in the All-Star game. This guy, who's a freaking NBA champion, has never made an All-Star game. He says he feels better than last year when he struggled in those Olympics. I don't know if they're going to flash back to those Olympics. He wasn't feeling right going into the offseason last year. He says he feels great. He was asked if he's going to make his first time All-Star game. He said, I ain't concerned about that. I'm concerned about November. I feel good. So I think he will come out, and it's his time. It's his time to make one.
Okay. Jamal Murray. So we got 2 international guys off the board. We go to our American here. Trey, where are you going?
These were the first 2 that should have been picked. These were my number 1 and 2 as well. Franz and Jamal. Jamal, it's just a question of does he get off to a slow start? The guy is a notorious slow starter, but he puts together an all-star season through the entirety of the year. Just do it in the first 2 months of the season. Basically, I don't know which team is harder to make right now. There's not as many slots for the world team, but they also don't ever get to 8 international all-stars. I was doing the math in the 2020s. They averaged 7 all-stars, basically. They've been at 8 3 of these 6 years. Meanwhile, the USA in the 2020s averages 19 all-stars. But they've got a lot of Americans that are hurt this year. Tatum, Halliburton, Lillard, guys that regularly make the team. So I'm going to go for an American.
Okay.
I'll take Thompson.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough to be the second guy that makes an all-star team. And for the Rockets, he might be the third guy that makes the all-star team. But it'd be very cool if he made it, and cool for him, I think, to kind of establish himself as a major player in the NBA. Looks like he's going to have a lot more responsibility, even more so than anticipated since Fred VanVleet went down. Like, this was going to be a big year for Amen Thompson, but now they need him to do a lot more on the offensive end and not just be an awesome defensive player. So I think he has a chance to make it, and he's such a highlight factory that everybody wants to see him playing in these fun games.
There's definitely, like, people want him to make an all-star game. I'm with you on that, and he's super exciting to watch. One of my favorite players in the league.
It's going to be high in votes.
Will he have the stats to sort of warrant an all-star spot? I think it's fair to debate. Because, like, he's not going to be a high-volume scorer, but he's going to be, like, a first-team sort of all-defensive guy. So there's that part, though that usually nobody cares for all-star games. So, Amen Thompson. Trey's first pick.
Yeah. So how are you guys picking? Are you picking like guys you want to see, or just guys that
I'm going on guys that I think are most likely?
Most likely
and I
to
think
be there.
Those 3. I had Jamal a little lower, believe it or not. Kitchener's finest. You know I love you, but I had some guys above him in my pecking order, and I have the 4th pick here. I think Chet Holmgren has a better chance to make an all-star game than Jamal Murray. He didn't play last year. Is the thing I'm banking on, right? He was injured for first couple of weeks. If not longer, but he only played 30 games. So, he was out for a while.
Yep.
He's like a projected maybe 20-10 guy. I don't think he maybe just gets there, but we know he's got the defense too. He's going to flirt with 2 to 3 blocks per game. So I'll go Chet Holmgren as my second pick here.
Yeah.
So I've got Franz and Chet. Yeah,
the thing that Chet would have going against him, traditionally the coaches who vote for the reserves say, oh, Jalen Williams.
Yeah.
He's going to, obviously Shai's there, and then Jalen Williams, he's already made it. He's going to be there, but maybe the way that they select them has changed. Maybe it just goes into a lottery of pickleballs, and we just see who gets there. But I think Franz is kind of in that category as well. I mean, it's a debate whether it's Paolo or Franz first, but that would mean the Magic, I think to me, would need 2 all-stars if Franz is going to be there.
And then there's Desmond Bane. I mean,
he's on my list.
Potentially.
He's 100% on my list, but I mean,
he probably gets
Franz is international. That's why he's high ranking. Same. I've got guys that are ranked too high on my list that are international, but
right.
Okay, you're up.
Yeah, and that's my debate right here. It's whether I go international or not. If I'm going international, I'm going Ivica Zubac. That the guy deserves to frickin' be there. Or am I going American with Jalen Johnson? No, I'm not, because I think Trae Young would probably still be the guy that gets the appearance, and Jalen Johnson may not make it. So I'm going Ivica Zubac. That guy is just frickin' awesome. Will he get there before a Harden or Kawhi, who's already starting games at the beginning of the season? That's strange to say that, because Kawhi was so awesome last year when he played in January for the first time. But Zubac is awesome.
Guy averaged 17, 13, and 3 on a 50-win team, and great defense. Like, sort of, I mean, it's overlooked. I get it. He's not giving you the highlights.
He was snubbed for Harden last year.
Yeah, right. We talked about it at the time. Okay. Zoo gone off the board. Trey, back to you.
No, those are my top 5 guys. After this, it's right. This guy probably won't make it. I feel at this point where it's the end of round 2, and these are taking flyers.
Yeah.
It's between Bane and Johnson for me. I'll go Jalen Johnson. He was on the path last year. 19 points, 10 rebounds a game, 5 assists, steal and a half, a block. Maybe not quite as much opportunity this year playing with Porzingis, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, guys who are better offensive players than Atlanta had in the past. But I like Jalen Johnson. I like his upside still. He's a health concern kind of guy. But if he's able to stay on the court it seems like he's the number 2 guy in Atlanta, though maybe their 3 through 6 are a lot better. So give me Jalen Johnson, and I'm picking an international guy next. That's for sure.
Okay. I wrote in my notes exactly what you said, Trey. Jalen Johnson, awesome stats. The Hawks should be good, but yeah, that lineup is a little more crowded now. So what type of like role opportunity, numbers even is he putting up? But it's a good pick.
The 2 guys you have on your team, Jalen Johnson and Thompson, they ran into each other in a preseason game. Jalen Johnson was driving, took that hit from Thompson and scored. And I know Hawks fans were a little concerned because he gets injured a lot.
Yeah.
They thought, whoa, is this guy okay? He's totally fine. Good team, man. You got a good team. I don't know what we're drafting, but it's a good team.
All right. This is, you're right. It gets very difficult. Now it's like, you got to squint and like pray. But I'll go Trey Murphy III. Guy could score a whole lot. The Pelicans would have to shock a lot of people because Zion would then be there. He has to play. But Trey Murphy III, I mean, guy could average, anywhere between 22 to 25 points per game. The guy's a bucket. I would love to see him flirting with like the 50, 40, 90 to help his narrative. Like he's done those levels across different seasons. Maybe he has a magical season where it all comes together and he's part of that club or at least flirting with it. So I'll go Trey Murphy III with the Pelicans as my 3rd pick here. Tass, over to you.
If the Knicks start off really well, like some are expecting them to do, there's a chance.
Oh, who are you going to go with from the Knicks? Who are you going to go with?
Mitch?
Yeah. Old Mitchie. I'm a big Gershon Yabusele fan. I'm going with a guy who's considered international, I guess. OG Anunoby.
Yeah, is he considered international? I guess is going to be the question.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably if he made it.
He is, I think. Considered
from the United Kingdom.
Yeah. So OG, do they get 3 All-Stars is the question. Do they sort of take the role of what the Cavs did last year? Who got their 3? Did they get their 4? Did they get the Jared Allen? No, right? It was just Garland, Mitchell, and Mobley.
Yeah.
So Towns and Brunson would be there. Who would be the 3rd if they start rolling? OG could make his first All-Star game.
Okay, so you would take him over Bridges. I mean, they're pretty similar in terms of stats and stuff like that.
Similar.
They are similar. Yeah. Yeah. Well, why? I mean, it's OG's just got the hype right now. He's on the hype train. He just rolled in the playoffs. He had great performances. So Mikal Bridges, they're so similar. It could be either one of those
I'm sure
things.
it's because of the initials, like a vowel and then a G, but like OG's like all-star type of chances or play even like reminds me of AG and Aaron Gordon. Like just like sort of like really good player, but maybe always like just a little bit below all-star level. But on a great team that puts up incredible wins, you can see it. Like I'm not saying it's it's far-fetched all these from here on out, but I could see it.
I actually kind of think OG would have a better likelihood of making the All-Star game if they stuck with a previous year's format where it's Eastern Conference and Western Conference. There's so many guys out in the East already this year. We're expecting the Knicks to be one of the best teams in the league. And if you're like playing at a 60-win pace, it's not uncommon to get 3 All-Stars, and maybe then OG would be the guy. But maybe the international flavor helps.
How are they picking? I don't know how they're picking.
Carl Towns, which team are you on?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they'll fudge it to get the most star power they can. So
wherever they got to put them, they'll put them.
Totally.
Yeah. Injury replacements, they'll figure it out,
But what about Donovan Mitchell? His mom was a Panamanian or something like that.
That's very
Did Barkley tell us that when he drafted basically an international team, a world team last year? Okay, so you took OG. That's what you took.
I'm taking OG.
Okay, where are you going, Trey, for your 3rd pick?
I told you I'm taking an international player, highest ranked international player left on my board. Josh Giddey.
Oh, I was wondering if you were taking a bull.
First time All-Star, 15, 8, and 7 last year. No, 21, 11, and 9 post All-Star. I saw Tim Legler say he thinks the Chicago Bulls can be a top 6 team in the Eastern Conference. Not even I'm that crazy. But hey, if Giddey puts up a 20-point triple-double, he's got a chance. And they're playing fast.
Sure.
So the possessions are there. He made a one-footed, flat-footed three-pointer.
I saw that
last night. Bulls undefeated, of course, taking down the Cleveland Cavaliers, longtime nemesis of the Chicago Bulls. So when they're atop the Eastern Conference, how are you keeping Giddey out? That's the question.
Right. The only problem will Kobe White take votes from him if they have a awesome start to the season? I had Kobe White on my list, way down at the bottom, but the guy, he's had back-to-back seasons of basically averaging 25 and 4 or whatever, 4 and 5. so decent.
Yeah.
The Bulls would just have to be good. And then, yeah, Giddey's probably balling out. Okay. 4th round, JD. Yeah, there it is. Where do we go from here? I'll do it. Give me Cooper Flag. Yeah. Especially if it is just a straight up vote still. Hell, he could just get in maybe because of that.
He could.
We've only had 2 rookies make the All-Star game this century. Blake Griffin, Yao Ming. So it's rare.
It is.
But, it's a possibility. He'd have to have, obviously, awesome numbers, and the Mavs would have to surprise out of the gate with the no Kyrie. He'd be okay. Okay, AD and then him. Again, they'd have to be awesome. I didn't know if you guys would let Cooper Flag slip to the 5th round. So
I should have took him over Giddey. I don't think he was getting picked before I had another one. True. Cooper's kind of helped by Kyrie missing the beginning part of the season rather than getting injured midway through. Like, he should be the number 2 guy at the absolute worst for Dallas.
Yep.
Yeah, but would you get 2 Mavs in there? That's the question. Because Anthony Davis is likely to be the first one.
Yeah. Talk out Cooper Flag's stat line this season in a perfect world here. Like, what does it look like to you?
Probably 18 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists.
Wow.
With great defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of assists. J. Kidd is going to say, you be our point guard, my man, at times.
Okay.
So, hey, if Jalen Johnson can average 5 assists a game, Cooper Flag can average 5 to 6.
Wow. Those are maybe stats that he could try
I think so.
Emulate. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I'm going East because I do think this is a scenario where the Pacers need somebody to be their guy. It's an Eastern Conference where there's fewer teams that are expected to be super good, like the Western Conference. Andrew Nembhard is going to show up for the Pacers team. I mean, he's got to be a spectacular player.
I thought I was a Canadian homer.
He was on my list.
Moly.
He was on my list, and I wasn't quite as enthused when I looked at his stats from last year, 10, 3, and 5.
But
you have to,
more opportunity.
You have to double that.
Yeah.
More opportunity. And if the Pacers are, a 500-ish team, which is to be expected, and for some people, it's a possibility. They made the freaking NBA Finals. They have to pick somebody from that team. They don't have to, but who would it be? I mean, it'd be Pascal. But you never know. You never know.
Okay, so you have all international guys here.
Yeah. I'm like Adam Silver. We're getting a European league. We're just gonna keep expanding. We're gonna be in India one day. We're going.
All right, Trey. Who's your 4th pick?
Should I go weirdo mode or like?
Hell yeah, man.
Okay, fine. Peyton Pritchard.
Wow, over Derek White.
Yep. Yeah, even though I have Derek White listed 2 names ahead of Peyton Pritchard on my board, I was listening to Bill Simmons' podcast this morning, and he was talking up Peyton Pritchard leading the league in 3-pointers. I don't know if that'll happen, but he finished 5th last year in threes, won 6th man of the year, and the Celtics, he's going to have to do more for the Celtics with the Drew Holiday trade, Jason Tatum being out. It feels like Pritchard will have a super green light. He is now on my team. You said do a weird one.
Wow, that is a weird one. I have to admit, I have so many names written down, and I don't even have Peyton Pritchard.
I didn't have him written down either. It was a great story recently. I don't know if he told it recently, but he shared on a podcast that Steve Blake was the guy who turned him into a great player because Steve Blake was taking him through
I watched
workouts.
That too.
Oh, did you? Solid.
I couldn't believe that Peyton Pritchard was like 15 years old when Steve Blake was in the NBA. Like, the timelines didn't seem to mesh to me. I'm like, how? Yeah. It feels like Steve Blake played 20 years ago.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
But it must have been fewer than that. It must be like 10 years ago. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, final round here of our first-time All-Stars. I'm not going to tell you my list. It's down to 4 guys I'm considering. It doesn't matter if you take them. Derek White was on my list here, short list. He could average 18, 5, and 5 with a steal and a block, right?
He was 16, 5, and 5 with a steal and a block last year. He should be over 20 a game this year, I think.
Wow. Okay. Then that could help his case. Desmond Bane, we've brought him up a couple times. I mean, the guy's in his prime. He's like a 22, 6, and 6 guy. Shoots great from 3. The Magic could really shock people, but then you'd have to get into the whole 3 All-Stars thing. Paolo, Franz, and him, maybe. Denny Avdia, sort of the same narrative to Josh Giddey, if we're being honest. He was awesome after the All-Star break. He averaged 23, 10, and 5. I mean, those are great numbers. And then I have Norman Powell. Now there's like a hole there with no Tyler Hero. We saw what he did with the Clippers last year. Could he do it again? 22 points per game on insane efficiency is what he did with LA, and it sort of cooled off. So those are my 4 guys. I'll go Derek White. I will take him as the best chance to maybe flirt with an all-star selection.
Nice.
I want to take Powell, but man, he's 32 years old. That's probably not many older guys that have made their first all-star game, right?
Never, I don't think. That old? 30.
That's
is
old,
reasonable.
but I don't know. There's always weird ones. Maybe. So, unlikely. I will go Derek White. You got it?
I don't know if this is literally just a Reddit thread. Kyle Korver was the 4th oldest first-time All-Star, and he was 33 years, 11 months old.
Okay, so there have been the odd couple of guys,
Okay,
maybe.
Nat Clifton.
Nat Clifton. Sweetwater?
Sweetwater.
Yeah.
Sam Cassell, 34 years old.
Whoa.
Anthony Mason, 34 years old. According to an account that has been deleted. So I
Sound right.
I trust them for
They all
sure.
made All-Star games, so I can confirm that. So, well, that's what Norman Powell's got to do. But anyway, I'm going to take Derek White. After Trey told me he could average 20 points per game.
could.
Yeah, hell yeah. He could. You're right. I got a lot of Americans on my team. Holy moly. All right, final pick.
I'm taking old Norm. Get him in there. I think there's a good chance. The Heat needs somebody to score a lot. And I watched them in the preseason. I know I've been excited about Nikola Jovic, but, you need somebody to handle the ball and score on that team. So I think he could literally be averaging 24. You're almost like, as a coach making the selection, I got to put him on, especially in the Eastern Conference.
Have Norm.
Do it. Gotta have that Norm.
I think there's a chance now. There's the Bam factor there, but Norm, I'm surprised that there's older guys. So obviously, Korver's that weird one with
That's a weird
5 guys made the All-Star team. 5 freaking, or is it 4 Hawks?
4 Hawks made the All-Star team.
Yeah.
Sorry, Damari.
DeMar Carroll didn't
5
make it,
got
yeah.
the selection for Player of the Month that one month where they went undefeated.
Oh,
Remember that?
Yes.
yeah.
That was right before
That's
the
why
All-Star
the
game,
5.
right? Like it was like January, I think.
Yeah, I think it was.
They had a perfect January.
17-0 or something.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
why I
that-
messed it up. Yeah.
Okay, down to the final pick. There are a million names, Trey. Long shots here, but
Yeah,
where are
I'm
you going?
picking a guy that's definitely not going to make the All-Star team. But what if he does?
Hey, what if he does?
What if he does? Desmond Bane is on my list.
Yep.
Brandon Miller.
Sure.
From the Charlotte Hornets is on my list.
Yeah, I had him on the long shot list. Yep.
Hey, 21 a game last year.
Yeah, I
love
he
the
barely
guy.
played. Jalen Green, believe it or not, is on my list.
Whoa. Oh, okay.
Hey, he
not
can
a Jalen
score,
Green
man.
backer.
But he can score.
You can.
But I'm taking Matas Buzelis. Yep. Taking Matas Buzelis. 13, 5, and 2 post All-Star. Have you seen this guy in the preseason?
Double bull.
Wow.
Double bull. Look, I got the 15th pick. You think I'm not going to play the homer card here?
no.
Buzelis is fun to watch. He was at the dunk contest last year. I actually had to Google it to make sure that really happened.
Yeah.
But he was.
Okay.
He likes getting better. And he is now going to make the All-Star team this year. 2 Bulls are going to make it. And they're going to finish top 6 in the East. Me and Tim Legler riding.
Oh,
together.
nice. I thought everywhere else I was seeing, what did you say? They're going to win 38 games.
Yeah, they'll win
basically.
38 games, guaranteed. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They can bring back Michael Jordan in his prime. Somehow they win 38 games.
Yeah, they're very consistent. Okay, so let's go over our teams here. Potential first-time All-Stars this coming season. This is my team. I only got one international guy, but I had the first pick. I took Franz Wagner with the Magic. Then I've got Chet Holmgren, Trey Murphy III, Cooper Flagg, and then a Celtic in Derek White. Tass, your team of a lot of international guys.
Starting with Jamal Murray. Makes his first. It's going to happen. Elbows up. Ivica Zubats, OG Anunoby, Andrew Nemhard, and Norman Powell. Wow, I got so much Canadianism there.
Norman Powell, what, would they consider him international? Doesn't he want to play for Bahamas? Or am I crazy?
Or is it Jamaica?
Or Jamaica. Yeah.
It's Jamaica.
It's one of those.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Maybe.
Okay, you got Norm. Trey, your team.
Your guys' teams are way better than mine.
The end of yours is hilarious.
My last 3 are like, oh, baby. Amen Thompson and Jalen Johnson are on my team. They got a chance.
Great start.
They actually have a chance. But Josh Giddey, Peyton Pritchard, and Matas Buzelis also on my team. Not likely. Will any of them make an All-Star game in their career, period? Only time will tell.
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, one.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
You're probably right. I think that is the over-under would be set at 0.5 for those
Yeah,
3
that's-
career All-Star appearances. I'm taking the over.
Check FanDuel for those odds. All right, and just because it's fun, Left a lot of guys still out there. We named a couple of them. Bane and Avdia. I think a lot of people are probably shouting at their computers right now. How could you not draft one of those guys? You said Brandon Miller. How about these other names? Castle? McDaniels? DeAndre Ayton?
These are crazy names.
Okay.
Austin Reeves? Jalen Duren? The other Thompson. I can't believe he wasn't Asar Thompson. Michael Porter Jr.? In a new role with Brooklyn or Cam Thomas.
Sweet dish in the preseason game last night. People were talking it up. Look at this one pass.
What about Miles Turner?
Miles Turner?
That's weird. He's never made one. I had to like triple check that. I don't know. I just thought he would have made one. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Kobe White, we brought him up. Mikal Bridges, we talked about him when we were debating which Nick makes it. Zachary Richache? Is that crazy?
Yes.
Huh?
Oui.
I love it. Yeah.
Oui.
Tass, I couldn't
love
believe you didn't
Zachary,
take
but-
RJ Barrett.
Oh, wow.
Come on, man. He averaged
Dyson Daniels?
21, 6, and 5 RJ Barrett last year,
that's
but
fair.
his role's going to diminish.
Who's more likely to make the All-Star team, RJ Barrett or Emmanuel Quickly, a guy I also looked at? That's the thing with the Raptors. Their top two
Good enough.
That is
have already made an
so
All-Star
not happening.
game.
Yeah. It's just not happening.
Quickly.
But I
I'd say.
guess, I would go RJ, but they're not happening. That doesn't matter.
It's more stats. It's more like what you said about Peyton Pritchard may lead the league in 3-pointers. Quickly said he may shoot 10 per game. Bang. That's a lot of points.
Okay.
Because he hit a few.
I hope he hits
I was
them.
going to
Yeah.
say he hit 6 of them, but I don't think he's shooting
easy.
60% from
Anthony
3.
Edwards
Relax.
style.
How about this from Protocol in the stream team, Young Hansen? If there's a fan vote, he will make the team.
Oh yeah, did you see these like reports that like these preseason Blazers games were doing like I don't know what it was, like triple or quadruple the numbers the finals were doing?
Crazy.
Just because everyone was tuning in to see him?
So
Wow.
if fan vote is included, like he's almost a lock to me.
That was the Yao Ming of it all. I mean,
Big
Yao Ming
time.
was a
Yep.
better, of course, coming in, but got the huge fan vote from China. Yeah,
Yeah.
good pick.
But they're.
That's a good deep cut. I mean, is it
know.
Matas Buzelis? I don't know.
RJ Barrett, all of Canada is behind you. We got that. All right, there it is. Let us know some other names we may have missed. We'll call it there. NBA season previews, though, continue next week. We'll be back to make some NBA awards predictions on Monday. If you're a Survivor fan, we did No Buffs yesterday, recapping a very weird episode 3 of Survivor 49. A guy got bit by a snake.
Guy got bit by a
It's
snake.
a little spoiler here. And it was, they treated it extremely seriously. We got to see base camp. Jeff Probst was breaking the fourth wall like crazy. We're seeing boom mics and camera operators and every doctor imaginable around this guy named Jake. The guy on the right's named Jake. He's got a nipple ring.
Barry.
He's Canadian.
Gonna miss that nipple.
Yeah, man. Go check out No Bus. It's got his own YouTube feed, its own podcast feed. Perfect time to get in. We're having a blast. Nora was back here in studio, breaking it all down.
He's got a watch on his arm. A watch tattoo.
Oh, yeah. It's like they allowed him to
There
watch.
he is wearing a watch.
Wow. Yeah. So anyway, back on Monday, NBA awards predictions. So we'll go through all the major awards and make our picks and do some dark horse predictions as well.
You're gonna be hearing Matas Buzelis' name a
God.
lot on Monday.
Oh my goodness. Well, I can't wait for that.
MIP, DPOY.
MVP.
I mean, probably 5th. It's hard to break into the top 4.
I love it, man. All right. So we'll see you guys on Monday. Hit the like button, subscribe, 5-star ratings and reviews. Till then, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, if you want a close up of a pierced nipple, now's the time to get into Survivor.
I thought you were going to go like this.
No.
Amazing.
Tell us something.
No, I don't. I don't have one nipple pierced like Jake. Just one.
Pick and payoff? Oh, it sucked.
That would be pretty brutal.
Gotta keep it in here. Brace the day, people.